You have to speak to yourself. A lot of people don't know how to do that. We live in a world where if you don't talk to yourself and speak positive things, there will be people that will speak nothing but negative things. The negative words of people, if you consume those thoughts, it'll begin to shape your life. So it's very important that every day you have a dose of positive confessions, positive affirmations, things that is able to uplift your spirit, things that is able to put you on the right path. So you start off the day, I'm blessed. I can accomplish anything I put my mind to. I'm more than a conqueror. I can't fail. I'm unique of all God's creations. I have unlimited skills. I'm not broke. I have the resources. When you talk like that, you're attracting the right kind of energy. See, if you got up in the morning and you're complaining about your day, talking about, oh, how am I going to pay the bill? I'm broke. I'll never make it. I'll never have the money. Oh my goodness, I'm just so sick and tired of life. If you talk like that, you're going to be defeated because the things you're actually saying is going to come to pass. So you have to think positive. You have to have the right kind of energy. You have to focus on the kind of life that you want and think on it. You know, you have to produce it with your words. Your words have power. It could be in the negative or it could be in the positive. You know, the things you say about yourself will happen. So it's important for you to look at where you're going, where you are. You have to pause. You have to pause your life. Because a lot of times, you know, we got a busy life. We could be stressed out. Family ain't there for us. You probably in college. Probably got exams. Probably got this. Probably thinking about your future. Uncertain about your job opportunities. And you find yourself alone. And if you're not speaking life to your life, then the devil will be there to speak death. You know, an idle mind, they say, is the devil's playground. So if you're not sure where you're going in life, then you can allow evil spirits, family members that are negative, anybody around you, they could talk you out of your success. You might have plans of wanting to start a business, and for whatever reason, everybody that's around you is speaking negative. If you keep hearing those negative words, you're going to begin to doubt yourself. So if you're that kind of person who's starting a business or starting something that's dope, dream big, think big, talk about the positive. I'll be successful. I'm going to make it. The business is going to do great. I have the wisdom. I have the ability to do it. You may not have nobody supporting you. Your family probably told you you're going to fail at that. Can't listen to that. You can't listen to your family. You can't listen to nobody. When you're on your way to your success, ladies and gentlemen, nothing in the world matters but your success. You have to look at yourself and know that you're great at what you do. Even when everybody's doubting you. Even when everybody betrayed you and turned their back. You got to have positive confessions that you speak every day over your life. Don't speak anything that's negative. Everything must be positive. It takes practice to do that because sometimes circumstances can arise in your life. You're not feeling happy for the day. You might feel a certain way. You got to wake up and break free from that bondage. You have to break out of that dark energy, because what happens is, if you're not feeling good, if you speak words, see, you can feel a certain way, but don't utter the words. You might wake up in the morning and you feel tired, but don't utter words of defeat, because whatever you speak is what your life will be. That's why you got to watch who's influencing you, who you're watching on social media. Can be, they can have a serious impact on your life. You could be watching negative content creators, and before you know it, their energy rubs off on you, and now you start to doubt yourself. Look, all of you have a purpose, right? Some of you might figure, well, I don't know what you're saying, Ringo, man. I don't know, man. My life sucks. I don't got no purpose. See, that's the first problem. You said your life sucks. Your life don't suck, right? You were born for a reason. You might have had a bad situation. You might have had some childhood traumas. We all been there. We all had bad things that happen. But let's not focus on the bad things, because sometimes when those bad things happen, it's designed to cripple you and paralyze your emotions, paralyze your future. And before you know it, you can't see your way to your success, right? You might be in a situation where financially it's just not looking right. We all have opportunity. The thing is, are you willing to work hard enough to get to the next level? A lot of people that are financially successful, it didn't happen overnight. A lot of these people, they work for it. They went through the struggles. They had to think big. A lot of you don't think big. You got to think big. You got to think bigger than yourself. When I first got on YouTube, I knew I wanted to do content. I knew I wanted to get in front of the camera. I knew I wanted to do this, right? I didn't wait for somebody to tell me that I'm good at what I do. I just went and did it. I didn't wait around hoping and praying. I just did it. And as I pursued the goal, things start to happen. And my apologies. Good morning to everyone. Shout out to everybody coming in on the live. Appreciate you stopping by. Be sure to double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up if you like the content. Shout out to Suzanne for the $1.99. Appreciate you sponsoring the work. I see Caramel in the building. Trying something different, guys. Positive affirmations, positive confessions. When you speak to yourself, it's good to do that in the morning, especially before you go to work. You're in the bathroom, you're looking in the mirror, you're getting yourself ready. Look at yourself in the mirror, in your eyes, and look at yourself and say, I'm blessed. I'm prosperous. I'm healthy. I'm more than a conqueror. I'm going to get through this day. This is easy work. You know what I mean? I got what it takes to get the job done. If you're a woman, hey, you got to speak things over your life that pertains to women. My emotions is going to be stable. I'm not going to get upset today. I'm not going to let nobody steal my joy. You got to say that to yourself. And when you say that to yourself, your spirit now receive those words, and you have no choice but to hold yourself accountable to the words that you utter. If you're a man and you're in a hectic environment, hostile working environment, you got to speak to yourself before you even get to that job. While you're on the road driving, you got to talk to yourself. Today's going to be a good day. I'm going to be at peace. I have a great day, a great lunch. Everything is going to work out today. The company's going to go good. The meeting's going to go good. You got to speak these things before you even get there. That way, God can pretty much set things up to work in your favor. A lot of times you have believers, right? They have a belief in God, and they expect God to do everything for them. They're like, well, if God is so real, why don't he just do everything for me? Well, I wish the world was that easy to do. It don't work like that. But the way the Most High work is He spoke in the beginning, let there be light. And it was so. And he saw that it was good. So everything God did, he spoke words, let there be. So likewise with us, we got to utter words. Whatever it is you're looking for in this life, you got to speak it. Just because it didn't show up yet doesn't mean it's not in motion. It's in motion. Now, we have more success speaking negative words. That's why it seemed like things just keep going bad, because we keep speaking negative over our life. How many times you've uttered, oh, I'm sick and tired of this job. Man, I'm just so tired of this. Man, I'm just broke, bro. I don't got no money, man. I mean, the more you say that, the more you putting that out into the universe. Again, successful people are successful because they think big. You got to think big, and then you got to apply action to it. It's not just about making the confessions, but you have to think big. You have to have action behind your words, guys. You got to pursue those goals. You got to bring them into reality, but it starts with words first. You know, so I'm going to be doing a series of videos like this. If you like this kind of content, you find it beneficial to you, it might motivate you. Again, double tap the screen, give it a thumbs up, and that really helps with the platform. This is why when I do my videos, I always say, you good people. This is why when I'm doing my content, I always say at the end of my videos, make sure you drive safe, have a blessed day. You know, shout out to everybody in the 9-to-5 grind, doing what they got to do. I'm speaking life over your life. You know, some of you might catch on to that and be like, wow, you really do always say that in your videos. That's because when you come to support me, I got to make sure that I support you in my words so that things come to pass in your life. Because in our lives, a lot of times we have people that are negative. We have people that are negative that's speaking bad things over our lives every day. We all got haters here and there, and they're not speaking good things. They're speaking bad things over our lives. This is why it's very important that you're speaking positive things. There's no danger in my path. My family is healthy. I will always be successful. All of the evil words that people utter over my life, it won't work. You know, because people be out there plotting, planning, putting curses out there, speaking things over you and your family, hoping that you fail in life. There's literally people that get up in the morning and they pray, not to God, but to the devil for you to fall. You might think, nah, I don't got people that do that. There's somebody that do that. There's evil people in this world that don't want to see good people grow, prosper, and be successful. They really don't want to. They don't really want to see you make it, guys. Shout out to Floridine Rollo for the support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. He says, no excuses. Put in great thoughts to the Most High. Will provide as long as you put in your part, right? Let me see. Let me see. I'm not sure what you were saying there, but he said, I guess you said big actions speak, then the word manifests. I'm not sure. It looked like you was probably saying something there. And I guess you probably said thanks. I'm not sure if that was what you meant. Probably thanks. Big actions speak, then the word manifests. And that's, you know, I'm pretty sure most of you heard of the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction is not just something that they made up. The law of attraction actually is a universal law that actually comes from the Bible, right? Whatever we speak actually comes to pass. It's just that we haven't been taught this. It's like what Jesus said in the Bible, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, if you say to this mountain, be thou removed, and shall not doubt in your heart, whatever you said is going to come to pass. A lot of people they don't understand their power. But we have more power than you imagine. And the problem is we've been thinking so negative that we really don't even believe in this power that we possess. But energy is very important. You know, energy is what makes the world go round. If you have positive people around you, it can only help you to elevate. If you have nothing but negative people around you, that's negative energy. It's going to drain your spirit. Have you ever been around a person that's negative and it just drains you? You just get tired. It just makes you feel like something was taken from you. That person, that entity was carrying a demon, and they draw your energy. That's why you have a lot of people that come around you to energy harvest, where they want to steal your joy. And then when they steal your energy, now they're able to have success with your energy. That's why it's good to be around people that support what you do. You know, maybe your family, your friends, nobody support you. Maybe you might have an online community that is supportive for you. But whoever you are and whatever it is you're trying to do, you got to be positive. You have to see yourself there in your success before you get there. You got to see it with your eyes. You got to visualize the success. If you're trying to get a new car, you got to see yourself with the car. Put the car on your wall. Take it out of the pages, print the pages, get it, put it on your wall, go down to the dealership, get the brochure, put it on your wall, visualize it. Visualize yourself in the house. Visualize yourself with the business. Visualize yourself with the healing. You got to see yourself there, and you got to block out all the weeds. You know what I mean? You got to block out all the weeds, guys. For example, I'm into lawn care. I'm very good at lawn care. But right now I'm having some issues with my lawn with some weeds. It's too hot. When it gets hot in the summer, it can be very challenging to maintain your lawn. So I'm not stressing myself out about those things. I'm just letting nature do what it do. As the temperatures are balanced, I'll be able to do what I need to do with the lawn in due time. But when it comes to lawn care, you want to keep out the weeds. You want to see a beautiful lawn, you don't want the weeds. So a lot of times we get people in our lives that become weeds. We got to put down the pre-emergent to get rid of those weeds, because once weeds start coming up, they start going all over the place. They start spreading. Especially if you understand lawn care, those of you that mulch your lawn, when you mulch your lawn, if you mulch in the weeds with all the dandelions and the clovers and all this other junk, the crabgrass, it starts to spread all over the turf because you're mulching. So all of those weeds are all over the place. So when you have people in your life that are negative, that energy, it can contaminate where you're going. So you want to remove anybody from your life that is not on the same frequency. Those are weeds. I don't want no weeds around me. I don't want nobody around me that's not helping the development of the seeds that I planted. A lot of you have goals, ambitions, and desires. You got to protect those things with your words, and also the people that are around you, they have to be the kind of people that are supportive of those goals and those dreams. Certain people you shouldn't even tell your dreams to, you know? But you need to have positive people around you that's not going to speak ill of you. Associates that, that will speak positive words. I don't want to use the word friend because friend is a strong word. A lot of us don't really have friends. Friend is a covenant word. A friend stick closer to you than a brother. That's a very powerful word. Don't just call anybody a friend. That is a powerful word to put on somebody. You're my friend. A friend is somebody that you really know. Somebody you could talk to about all your problems, and they would never betray you. They would never take your personal business and put out there in the streets. A real friend stick closer than a brother. That's really, really serious. A lot of us have what is known as associates and people that we're familiar with. So you need to know the difference between the two. Again, ladies and gentlemen, speak positive over your life. Positive words. No failure. I cannot fail. Don't speak negativity. You know what I mean? Even if it looks bad, don't let words come out. That's how the devil works. The devil will make us see the danger, make us see the problems, make us see the bills. And before you know it, we start to panic. And then before you know it, our mouth start to utter our death. That's why the Bible says death and life is in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You don't want to speak death over your life. Death and life is in the power of your tongue. Don't let your tongue cause you to be defeated. You understand? You got to understand. Listen, if you're on your workout journey, you got to see yourself with the results before it happened. I'm physically fit. Say it with your words. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to gain some muscles. I'm going to stay healthy. I am healthy. You know what I mean? And then you got to apply not just the words, but the actions so that it affects your diet. Now you're drinking more water. Now you're working out some more. Now you're on the cycle. Now you're in the gym. Now you're doing some calisthenics. Now you're doing this. Now, you got to apply not only the words, but the actions behind those words. Start to eat the right foods that bring those results. Don't just focus on, oh, I'm healthy, I'm this, I'm that. You trying to lose weight, but you at McDonald's every day. That's counterproductive. You're defeating the purpose. So when you make these positive confessions, it's not just about the confessions, but it needs to renew your mind and get your mind at the right frequency. So now you're applying the right kind of pressure. You have to know how much you can lift when it comes to what life throws at you. If I take 50 pounds and I lift it up over my head and I hold it there and I just hold it in the air, 50 pounds, mind you, if I just stay there with all that pressure, that weight is going to get more heavy. 50 pounds is now going to be 70 pounds. And before you know it, it's weighing me down and it's getting heavier and heavier. Sometimes in life, you're carrying weight of the past and it's weighing you down. It's preventing you from moving forward. Imagine you carrying weight and you're in water trying to swim. You're going to drown. And a lot of us are drowning in life because we're carrying around the weight of our past, the hurts, the traumas. So we got to uproot those weeds. We got to uproot all the things that's holding us back and begin to be positive. Be positive on purpose. Some of you might have a bad attitude. Some of you might get angry quick. Some of you might have different issues that trigger certain emotions. Sometimes on purpose, you can't let people get that out of you. Sometimes people will do things to you on purpose to get a reaction, to see you have an outburst. And then you feel bad because of the outburst. Now you feel some type of way because everybody saw you flip out or crashed out. You can't let people get you out of character. And what got you out of character? Negative words. Somebody said something that triggered some trauma or something that's going on in your heart and you reacted in anger. You understand? That's pretty much how it works. So sometimes you got to know what trigger you. You got to know what get you angry so that when you see the devil do these things through people, because he will use people, it won't bother you. Maybe at first it bothered you, but after that, it's not bothering you no more. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I don't want to be here too long. I just want to get right to the point. You can always watch the replay. I'm going to try to do content like this every day where we just focus on positive energy, positive affirmations, positive confessions, thinking on things that are good, seeing yourself, visualizing yourself successful, not just for yourself, but also think about others as well. For example, if you're thinking about being successful, don't just think about being successful because you just want to be successful. Think about being successful in terms of not only the life you can have, but what you can do for other people. You see what I mean? It's not just about you. We don't want you to be selfish. We don't want you to squander success on yourself. We want you to be successful, but don't just be selfish. Think about what you can do for other people, how you can be a blessing to other people if you were in a position where you had it. You get what I mean? Because I think that is how God really blessed people. And not everybody that has money and resources is getting it from God. Some people, they just get it because they work hard, they follow certain laws and principles, and they're just successful. Some people sell their soul to be successful. And then some people, like I said, they just work hard and they're just successful because they just work. They don't play around. But when it comes to you obtaining certain success, I believe that as a person, when you're not focusing on being selfish and you're more of a generous person, I think that opens up the door. I think that opens up the door, and it's like God can trust you because he know you're not just thinking about yourself. It's like if you're a mother, a father, you have children. So obviously you being successful helps your children. Or perhaps you're single and you being successful, you always wanted to be the type of person that do things for other people, open doors for other people, giving people opportunity. This is why certain people are able to be successful in business, because they probably had a generous spirit, a generous heart. And what that did is it afforded them to open a business, and it made multiple people and multiple families, they're able to provide for all of these families because one person's vision of themselves open up doors for everybody. So it's not just about thinking about you. Think about what your life and how it can impact the world. For example, me making this video, it impacts the world. I'm taking time out of my life, right, in my day to focus on empowering you. So I'm not looking at just what I can gain and what I can do to be successful, but I'm thinking about how can my words help you be successful. And in the process of that, I'm not being prideful. I'm not focused on my ego. I'm not focused on myself. I'm focusing on how my content can empower you as well. And in return, I get blessed because I'm not thinking about my own selfish needs, how I'm going to pay my bills, how I'm going to do this, but I'm thinking about what you're doing in your life and how my words can help you to help yourself so that you're able to elevate. And I think that if everybody have that kind of positive energy, it not only benefits you, but it benefits everything around you. Your life should be so positive that it affects your neighbors. It affects the coworkers you work with, because you have that kind of energy that brightens up the whole room, brightens up the job. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to get up on out of here, guys. I don't want to be here too long. Again, shout out to Suzanne for the support. And I think I saw somebody else. I think Jamaica's Place. Shout out to you for the membership. And my apologies, I'm not really reading the chat like that because I just like to flow. You know what I mean? When I'm doing the content, I just like to flow with the energy and just get the content, put it out there and whatnot. But I'm going to try to do these particular videos and also read the chat at the same time. Mindset literally affects everything. Yeah, your mindset affects everything. It's just like when you're in sports, you're in football, basketball, you're on a team. If you walk out on the field defeated, the other team's going to pick up on that energy and they're going to defeat you. If you're in a boxing ring, if your opponent can recognize that you got fear, you're timid, you're scared, they can see it in your posture. You can recall when Mike Tyson in his prime get in the ring with certain fighters. As soon as he stepped in the ring, the other fighter was intimidated. They were fearful. Tyson already knew he was going to win. He had all the confidence because his opponent already was defeated. Before the fight even began, before they ring the bell, he was defeated. Tyson already knew he was going to win. You know? So you got to have that same kind of confidence. You're supposed to know that you're already going to win. Shout out to Shapira. I'm always butchering your name. My bad. But shout out to you for the support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. And also, good morning to everybody coming into the show. Some people have a problem when you say good morning. They be like, when you say good morning, it's they using the word morning, like you lost somebody. It's like they get too deep. They're no earthly good. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like that. You know, good day, good morning, you know, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody on the, the morning rise. It is what it is. Let me see. Ronald says, keep focused out there, keep aware, and have that mindset. Yeah, you have to stay focused, guys, because life can really distract us, man. Life can really distract us and take us off course. All of us want the same thing. All of us are striving for peace. All of us are trying to pay our bills. All of us are trying to make it. It's just that we get distracted. And a lot of us don't have a support base. A lot of us don't even have people that tell us anything encouraging. Some of you haven't been encouraged in a long time. And it really bothers you, that you deal with those type of issues. But as long as you have positive affirmations, positive confessions, and see yourself not boasting in yourself, not having an overly inflated pride ego, but understanding where you are in life, I think that's going to help you to get through, So we're going to continue to do videos like this. Again, guys, if you like this video, double tap the screen, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Without you guys, I can't do this. See how that go? Without you guys, I can't do this because nobody will be there watching the content. So y'all have a blessed day. I'm going to get up on out of here. Again, be positive, no road rage, drive safe, wear your seatbelt. Have a blessed day. Be thankful for the day, and everything's going to be good, guys. So it is what it is. I hope that everybody got something from this video. I hope that it blessed your spirit. It fed you something that uplifts you. You might have been in a bad mood. You might have had a bad day. People probably turned against you. This video, just play it over and over and over. Let it renew your mind. We're going to do videos like this every day, guys. So, hey, y'all take care. I'm out of here. Peace and blessings. We out.